Now, New York's #1 news. Channel 7 Eyewitness News this morning.
New developments in the massive fire at Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris. The fire fully extinguished overnight. Crews now inspecting the church. The main structure and the ancient treasures inside were saved.
It is 12:30 in the afternoon right now in Paris. Here's what we know. Amazingly, no one was hurt in all of this. 400 firefighters and prosecutors are treating the fire as an accident, ruling out arson or possible terrorism for now. And a French billionaire has pledged more than $100 million to help rebuild.
A live look now at the cathedral. France's President Macron also promising to rebuild the church that was built back in the 12th century. Eyewitness News reporter Josh Oettinger flew all night long. He's now live in Paris for us this morning. Good morning, Josh.
Ken and Michelle, good morning. Good afternoon here in Paris, where it's 12:30 in the afternoon. As you say, it was built in the 12th century. Think about how long this cathedral has stood in that position behind me on the Ile de la Cité here, right on the River Seine, only to have this tragic and disastrous fire chew through the spire, that historic spire last night, and so much of the cathedral. We'll show you video as this fire was burning its way through. It started around, of course, 6:30 local time yesterday evening. There were tourists in there who were evacuated successfully, and as you said, Michelle, no one was hurt. It's still not clear exactly what led to this inferno, although it is clear that it likely had something to do with this ongoing 2-decade-long restoration work that is being done. We could show you video as firefighters and investigators were going through, and preservationists were going through the cathedral earlier this morning, trying to figure out exactly what could be salvaged and where things stand. It's not clear the extent of the damage of the priceless art and artifacts inside there, but it does appear that the principal structure of the cathedral is more or less intact. They will, of course, have to replace the roof and that dome, and it'll be a process that will be very expensive and take years, if not decades, but already more than 300 million euros have been pledged toward that effort. We talked earlier with one man who actually witnessed this fire, an American here in Paris. Let's hear what he saw.
My partner and I were standing on the balcony watching. That was the moment that she started crying when we watched that spire fall down. It's just, you know, it's such an iconic part of the Paris skyline. It's such a, you know, a symbol of worship for so many people.
I'm back live here along the left bank of the River Seine. Such an iconic location, such an iconic building, the biggest tourist attraction in Paris. It is cold and dreary. A really gray day here in Paris, which perfectly approximates the mood as this city mourns what is really a serious loss. We're live in Paris this morning. Josh Oettinger, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Josh, thank you so much. And we will have more coverage in just a moment, but we want to get you caught up on weather and traffic.
Meteorologist Jeff Smith joins us with the exclusive AccuWeather forecast. Jeff.
Yeah, definitely a lot quieter than it was around here 24 hours ago when we were tracking strong to severe thunderstorms crossing the area. And right now, not a cloud in the sky. 44 degrees. It is still a little bit breezy at times. We have winds gusting close to 30 miles per hour in parts of the area. 41 at Belmar, 42 Islip, 37 at Newburgh. You get a dress for temperatures that are a little bit colder than this, courtesy of that wind, which is right now coming in at about 20 miles per hour, sustained at LaGuardia Airport. A lot of sunshine to start today. We're up to about 56 by noontime. Clouds increasing during the afternoon. 64 will do it for our high. Might be a shower or two around tonight, and there's more where that came from in your AccuWeather 7-day forecast. We'll have that coming up. Right now, Debbie Duhame is in for Heather O'Rourke with a look at the commute.
Hey, good morning, Jeff. We're going to go right up to John Del Giorno. He's high above the LIE. Good morning, John.
And good morning, Debbie. We have heard you talking about this all morning long, and this was an accident involving a truck. You can see it down on the Long Island Expressway, causing big delays as you have your commute inbound from Nassau County. With Street Spotter 7, we can give you the exact location of this. You can see it a half mile before exit 39 at Glen Cove Road. That right lane is shut down, but boy, these delays, bumper to bumper. It's a standstill delay on the LIE through Nassau County this morning. Use the Northern State. That's your best alternate. Debbie?
Thanks a lot, John. We're also seeing delays still on the 7 train, so we're going to keep an eye on that for you as well. Here's a look at the southbound Van Wyck, moving really slowly through Kew Gardens. Problem is down by Atlantic Avenue. It's an accident southbound Van Wyck at Atlantic Avenue, and we're seeing delays now on the Deegan South into the Grand Concourse. A collision there to deal with. Problems continue on 287 North, exit 30 in Bernards Township. That's an overturned tractor trailer as well. Alternate side parking rules are in effect. Back to you, Michelle, Ken.
All right, thank you very much, Debbie. It's 6:33 and more now on the fire at Notre Dame Cathedral overnight. We learned that dozens of students from New Jersey and New York visited the cathedral yesterday just before the fire broke out. Eyewitness News reporter Derek Waller's live outside St. Patrick's Cathedral in Midtown. Derek, good morning.
Ken, good morning. Students at Leonia High School in New Jersey were actually inside Notre Dame minutes before that fire broke out. They were some of the last tourists to see this structure before it burned. The school district superintendent is with those 26 students and 5 teachers on their tour of Paris. Leonia's Board of Education president spoke with the superintendent.
He said we were actually just there, but we're now a few blocks away. And the fire started after we had left. All the students are okay, and we're just so thankful that everybody's safe.
And more students from New York are also in Paris. A student from Shenandoah High School in upstate New York shot this video of Notre Dame just before that fire broke out.
It's beautiful. No words can describe it. Really sad for us, but it's more devastating to them.
She's probably going to be one of the last American students that are going to be able to see this.
And so back out here live at St. Patrick's Cathedral in Midtown, they just opened the doors within the hour. So many people coming to our own landmark here to pray on this and reflect, pay their respects after that devastating fire yesterday in Paris. Reporting live here in Midtown, I'm Derek Waller, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Derek. And you could look for updates on air and online at ABC7NY as we continue to learn more about this devastating fire. We'll be sure to bring you the very latest information.
New overnight here at home, 6:35. Police are investigating a deadly crash in Washington Heights. Police say the woman driver crashed into parked cars early this morning at West 174th Street and St. Nicholas Avenue and then ran from the scene. A short time later, police say drove from the scene. Police say the driver then slammed her Honda Civic into a parked MTA construction truck at 190th. The 25-year-old driver was taken to the hospital in critical condition, but her 28-year-old passenger was killed. No word yet on whether the driver will face charges. There are funeral services today for the beloved high school principal in New Jersey who tragically slipped into a coma after he was donating his bone marrow for a sick teenager that he never met. Services for Derek Nelson will be held at St. John's Baptist Church in Scotch Plains. The 44-year-old principal of Westfield High died last week. Students and staff remember him for his selflessness and compassion.
On time is 6:36. New details on the trio accused of scamming people out of $400,000 on GoFundMe. A second person is pleading guilty. Caitlin McClure pleaded guilty to theft by deception yesterday under an agreement that will include serving 4 years in state prison and helping repay the $400,000. She made up a story about being rescued by a homeless vet that tugged at donors' heartstrings. McClure will testify against her ex-boyfriend, who is accused of helping fabricate that story. Well, new this morning, Mary Tyler Moore Show actress Georgia Engel, the woman who had that kind of whispery voice, she has died in New Jersey. Engel received 2 Emmy nominations for her role as the soft-spoken and innocent Georgette Franklin on the sitcom. She got her start on Broadway before landing what was supposed to be a guest role on the Mary Tyler Moore Show. She ended up becoming a regular. She won the audience's hearts and continued to appear on the show. Engel died last week in Princeton, New Jersey at the age of 70.
The city is cracking down on schools that defy the tough new standards regarding vaccinations amid the ongoing measles outbreak. The health department closed the United Talmudical Academy in Williamsburg yesterday when it refused to release vaccination documents. Under an emergency order issued last week, child care programs must exclude unvaccinated students and staff, maintain medical records on site, and provide the city with immediate access to those records. Officials say the academy failed to provide records, and 2 people from that school have now contracted measles.
Moving forward, we will be going from violation to closure.
These orders are not for show. We should not have active measles in the United States. Period. Full stop.
23 yeshivas and daycare programs have received violation notices for not following that new order. A group of parents suing the city to stop that emergency order. In the meantime, some people in the Orthodox community say they have issues with the timing of the order. Passover does begin Friday. Some feel they are being targeted because of their religion.
6:38, new video this morning of the suspect accused of throwing urine on two women who work for the MTA. Police say he first attacked last Friday morning when he punched a 6-train conductor in the Bronx and threw the liquid at her. It tested as urine. An hour and a half later, police say the same man did the same disgusting thing to a bus driver 15 blocks away. This morning, we're hearing from the subway conductor who came under attack.
At each station, he would get off and stare at me through my conductor's window. He did that all the way to Brook Avenue. Right after I made the announcement, stand clear, closing doors. He yelled the B word, threw urine at me, and hit me in the face and ran off.
The suspect is still on the loose. The Transport Workers Union is warning workers to keep their windows closed, and they should probably wear goggles till he's caught.
New this morning, Lyft has unveiled 2 new security features designed to keep all passengers safe. The company will have or run additional background checks as well as daily criminal background checks of active drivers. Any driver who does not pass will be disqualified from their platform. They can't drive. Lyft is also implementing enhanced ID verification to prevent identity fraud, and this comes weeks after a University of South Carolina student was murdered after she got into a car she thought was her Uber.
6:39, you're never more than 7 minutes away from weather and traffic.
Meteorologist Jeff Smith is here now with the AccuWeather forecast.
And Michelle, we're waking up to a lot of sunshine, 44 degrees in New York City, but I would dress like it's in the upper 30s because the wind really makes it feel like that. It's coming in about 20 miles per hour, sustained gusting up to 30 at times. You do have actual temperatures in the upper 30s and middle 30s up toward Newburgh and parts of the Hudson Valley. So here's your planner for today. We're up to about 53 at 11 a.m., 59 by 1 p.m., 63 by 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That wind continuing about 10 to 20, gusting up to 30. It's sunshine giving way to clouds. I think there will be a shower or two around tonight. Some early clouds tomorrow giving way to sunshine. It's like the opposite, 63. And then more clouds everywhere on Thursday. A couple of raindrops around 57. And it's an AccuWeather 7-day forecast that is anything but simple. We'll detail that. That extends right through Easter weekend. That's coming up on the other side of the break. Right now, we'll send it over to Debbie Duhame with a look at the commute.
Hey, good morning, Jeff. Thanks a lot. We'll start off by telling you about that problem on the LIE westbound that John was just over. LIE West at Glen Cove Road. That accident being pushed over to the shoulder. Subways, we're still seeing delays on the 7 train. Here's the southbound Van Wyck. Bumper to bumper right through Kew Gardens, down by Atlantic Avenue. It's an accident still being clear there as well. 34 in Matawan, some downed wires. And heading to the Hudson River crossings, inbound GWB, lower level, a collision. Alternate side in effect. Back over to you. Michelle, Ken.
All right, Debbie, thank you. 6:41, a teacher arrested in Brooklyn accused of sexually abusing an elementary school student.
Also coming up, a man who was slashed in the face in the Bronx. The new video released overnight.
And Jay-Z planning a special concert in Brooklyn for the reopening of a music venue when Eyewitness News continues.
This Eyewitness